question.
Yes, Honourable Leader of the Opposition. Your private notice question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I have given notice of the following private notice question addressed to the Honourable Minister of Tourism. Whether in regard to the tourism sector, he will state the A, number of tourists who visited Mauritius since January to May 2025, indicating the strategies envisaged to further promote Mauritius as a tourist destination, and B, purposes of his recent mission to South Africa, indicating the 1, total cost incurred in relation thereto, giving details thereof, and 2, composition of the accompanying delegation and the respective roles and responsibilities of each member thereof. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. In reply to Part A of the question, I'm informed that 500,000 tourists visited Mauritius from January to May 2025. 39,850 of them were from South Africa. The House may wish to note that for the same period in 2034, we've got 500,133 tourists. That is 4,503 less tourists than this year. Likewise, Madam Speaker, for South Africa from January to May last year, we welcomed 36,500 South African tourists. That is 3,350 less than this year. Madam Speaker, through the Honourable Leader of the Opposition did not ask the figure. The figure is still mid-June 2025, yet I feel it is important to inform the House that as at the 15th June 2025, we have registered the total amount of 610,064 tourist arrivals as compared to 599,039 for the corresponding period in 2024. This means, Madam Speaker, that as date, we have 11,000 more tourists than last year. So this year is better. Same applies for tourist earning, Madam Speaker. From January to April 2025, we have recorded 22,195,000,000 as compared to 31,384,000,000 for the same period of 2024. I have no doubt that figures for the month of May and June will also be better as compared as last year. Madame Speaker, Madame la Présidente, que ce soit en termes d'arrivées touristiques ou de recettes, il est important de noter que nous sommes grandement en avance comparé à l'année dernière sous l'ancien régime. Les chiffres parlent d'eux-mêmes. Now, coming to the question on strategies, I am a bit surprised, Madam Speaker, that the Leader of the Opposition is now showing interest in strategies to further promote the Mauritian destination. During the time that he had been Minister of Tourism, that is from November 2019 to June 2020, when we were also under the pressure of COVID-19, what strategy did he put in place? Yet, zero, madam. He was succeeded afterwards by the great, the one and only Honourable Stephen Obigadou, who was number 2 in the government. Again, no major strategy for the tourism sector. In fact, Madam Speaker, Honourable Obigadou was only a part-time Minister of Tourism. And we know that Mr. DP did most of the work for him. And we know that. Donald Payan. Honourable Obigadou was, on his part, very busy with the construction of 8,000 housing units under the NSLD project, which is still not completed, Madam Speaker. We can understand the reason behind. Honourable Obigadou has been talking every time about the blueprint for the tourism sector. Yeah, he's no more honourable. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, my friend. Which was, Obigadou has been talking about the blueprint for the tourism sector, which was worked out by the World Bank. Same was received in May 2024. Madam Speaker, unfortunately, the blueprint remained in the drawers until we discover it. Maintenant, laissez-moi vous étaler la liste du triste bilan de l'ancien ministre. Il n'avait pas le temps de venir à s'occuper de son ministère, le ministère du Tourisme. Mais il a néanmoins trouvé le temps, au nom de ce ministère, d'accomplir multiples voyages. Tenez-vous bien, Madame la Présidente, la seule chose qui saute aux yeux durant le mandat de l'ancien ministre, c'est qu'il a voyagé 22 fois pour le ministère du Tourisme. 22 fois. 22 fois. Et ces déplacements ont coûté plus de 7 millions d'euros, puis excluant les coûts associés de la délégation. Madam Speaker, due to this lack of vision and action from the predecessor, I have today inherited a tourist sector with the same tourist model which has existed over the 2 decades. The same branding which is here for more than 10 years. Absolutely no innovation in terms of offering of our destination, and no campaign for the last 2 years. Apart from wild parties, of course, madam. Stag parties. In addition, our tourist attractions are in poor state. Madam Speaker, that is not the end of it. The list is so exhaustive that we prefer not to enter in the details par respect envers le leader de l'opposition. C'est ce gouvernement, Madame la Présidente, qui est venu avec des nouvelles stratégies pour redynamiser ce secteur. Comme on a été mandaté par le budget 2025-2026, nous allons revenir sur le document préparé par la Banque mondiale en consultation avec nos différents partenaires et venir avec un nouveau blueprint. Nous allons aussi venir avec une stratégie de haute saison pour toute l'année, afin de s'assurer d'avoir un nombre soutenu de visiteurs. Nous allons aussi cibler davantage un tourisme de revenus élevés. Comme l'a bien précisé le Premier ministre et ministre des Finances dans le budget 2025-2026. Nous avons déjà eu aussi des discussions avec des compagnies aériennes sur l'extension de notre connectivité aérienne. Le gouvernement va aussi moderniser les infrastructures portuaires, comme annoncé par le Premier ministre et le ministre des Finances, ce qui permettra au paquebot d'accoster par lui. 4,5 millions ont été budgétés pour développer un tourisme durable, entre autres. And as regard, Madam Speaker, to part B of the question, I indeed attended a roadshow that was organized by the MTPA in South Africa cities, mainly Durban, Johannesburg, and Cape Town, from the 14th to the 16th 14th to the 16th, 2025. Madam Speaker, I wish to highlight that this was my first and only mission since my appointment as Minister of Tourism, and also it is not the first time that a Minister of Tourism participates in a show. That show, Madam Speaker, aimed at reconnecting with South Africa travel agents to secure their interest and engagement in Mauritius as a tourist destination. I wish to point out, Madam Speaker, tourist arrival from South Africa, which is just next door, have been declined from 2019 onward. We want to reverse that trend and to get back to the same level of 2018, which reached a peak of 128,000 or even do better. The roadshow, Madam Speaker, was an ideal opportunity to identify the various challenges being faced in that market, and which were continually raised by tour operators to come up with joint action to boost arrival, not only on our existing South African market, but also from new provinces, which has not been exploited till now. For example, the region of Hermanus, Constantia, and Legaman. One important difficulty that was raised by the tour operators from South Africa is that the previous government did not reopen connectivity with Durban after COVID. This route is very important, Madam Speaker, for the huge number of devotees who travel to Mauritius from Durban for the pilgrimage of Mahashivatri. They now have to connect through Johannesburg, which make their travel time consuming more difficult and costly. We are now looking into how to address the problem. As for the total cost of my participation to the very important and significant roadshow, which saw the participation of more than 500 persons, Madam Speaker, it is amounted to 259,800. This includes the cost of my air ticket. Madam Speaker, I now let the whole population judge and draw their own conclusion what I spent as compared to my predecessor. And regarding the composition of my delegation, as the Honourable Leader of the Opposition wants to call it, Madam Speaker, I was accompanied by Ms. Amita Clerk, who is the desk officer of the South African market of the MTPA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. Yes. Honourable Leader, your first supplementary.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me start with the situation prevailing in the world today. The conflict in the Middle East. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether his ministry has made an assessment of the impact on our tourism sector, and if yes, what are the measures that will be put in place to tackle this situation?
I must say, Madam Speaker, that we already work on it, and there's a committee that was not far from yesterday, and I must say that we are taking necessary precaution on this issue.
You will let us know in due course. Yes?
Can the Honourable Minister inform the House whether, with regard to the conflict in the Middle East, he has already met with the stakeholders of the sector to find ways and means to address this situation, whether there has been a meeting with the stakeholders?
No, we did have a meeting, I must say, with the ambassador, and I must say that it was very fruitful meeting, but we are busy actually looking into it.
Yes. Third.
Will he meet the stakeholders? In the same vein, Madam Speaker, can he inform the House why his ministry does not form part of the committee chaired by the junior minister responsible for foreign affairs and regional integration with regard to the situation in the Middle East? I've been told that they already had a meeting together with the various ministries. Why doesn't his ministry form part of that committee?
But I say my honourable friend always talk to me on the phone, and we are meeting, I must say that we are meeting tomorrow for an urgent meeting.
Good.
Doesn't he think that he should be forming part of that
You've
committee
asked
or
him.
his ministry?
He's replied.
Because this is an important
He has already
situation, Madam
replied. It's a question of opinion. Factually, he has replied.
May I ask the Honourable Minister to inform the House whether he has regular meetings with representatives of Air Mauritius, and what is the strategy in terms of
Sorry,
In terms
can you
of-
rephrase? Sorry.
In terms
flights?
of flights.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't get your question, sorry.
Meeting with Air Mauritius.
Of course,
Yes.
we did have a lot of meeting with Mauritius, and I must say it was very fruitful, and we are working on something that will be coming out maybe tomorrow afternoon. We will be having an answer from both sides. Yeah.
Yes.
In his reply, the Minister stated that he's envisaging that the whole year will be a peak year. There will be no lean period. But we know that from the month of June to September, tourist arrival decreases in the country. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House the strategies first and the various markets being targeted to cater for the shortfall in the number of tourists during that period?
I must say that we're busy working on it, and I must say that the new junior minister, Honourable Sidney Pierre, chaired several meetings on this issue, and definitely you will have some news soon.
Yes.
May I ask the Honourable Minister whether he will give due consideration to relaunch our campaigns towards Chinese tourists? And if not, why not?
Yes, Minister.
I must say it's a very complex market, but the only problem that we got on the Chinese market is connectivity. We are having a big problem of connectivity. As you know, Mauritius is no more going to China, and we are busy negotiating with some airlines, actually.
Okay.
Madam Speaker, tourists visiting our island are often encouraged to venture at sea to encounter wildlife such as dolphins and whales. You will agree, Honourable Minister, that during these visits at sea, it disturbs the natural habitat of those mammals. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether he has taken stock of the situation and what does he intend to do?
Of course, I must say that we get a lot for it. We have the Deputy Prime Minister who chair several meetings with my ministry and other ministries, and we are definitely looking into the matter, and we are very much concerned about the matter.
That was not quite.
He's taking
That was
stock
not-
of everything.
Yeah, I just want to say your last question, which is very interesting, doesn't really come from your. I don't see, because your main issue here seems to be strategies envisaged to further promote Mauritius as a tourist destination. But it's very interesting. Okay, next question. Next question.
Now, speaking of pleasure crafts, can the Honourable Minister inform the House whether he has received representations from the Federation of Pleasure Craft Operators concerning the mandatory VAT registration for small pleasure craft operators, as mentioned in the actual budget, that is 2025-2026, and whether their request for the removal of same will be given due consideration by government?
But I must say too that I had a phone call from the people, from the operators, and I couldn't, unfortunately, meet them. I was meant to have a meeting with them yesterday at 5 o'clock, but unfortunately, because of Parliament. But we are scheduled to have a meeting by tomorrow or Saturday.
Yes. Don't go too far away from your main question, which is
Madam Speaker, this is a
promoting
PNQ,
Mauritius.
Madam Speaker. Mauritius has reduced its frequency on several destinations, for example, the UK, India. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether there are negotiations with other carriers to increase air flight capacity to these countries?
Of course, Madam Speaker, as you know, what happened to Air Mauritius by the previous regime, what they did. Well, we are still looking for two aircraft till now. We don't know where are the aircraft. But definitely we're looking at our connectivity. And this is the main issue, because there's a lot of flights that people are looking, especially direct flights.
Fini.
Madam Speaker, may I ask the Honourable Minister whether he has also received representations of interference from third party in the affairs of his ministry?
Can you emphasize more about it, please?
Was not clear. It was not clear.
It is clear for him, Madam Speaker.
Well, that was not very parliamentary.
He's the new loudspeaker.
If you don't have a question, I have a question on this side. Honourable, there's a question on this side. Do you mind? You haven't finished? Come on. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether he's agreeable to collaborate with RIGS Regional Assembly to align the RIGS tourism strategy with the national strategies while improving the national branding and marketing to position RIGS as a green national destination to enhance its socio-economic condition, bearing in mind the coming construction of a new runway at Plenkora Airport as announced by the Honourable Prime Minister during his budget speech.
Yes, Minister.
Of course, I will definitely look into it, but we're waiting for Honourable MP to come back to us. We will be glad to, of course, work together.
Madam Speaker, there have been many representations from several stakeholders with regard to the promotion of ecotourism in our country. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House where matters are?
Ecotourism, huh?
Ecotourism.
So I must say that we have several meetings with lots of organizations, and I must say that the things are going very well, and we are having a meeting on Monday, and from there I can let the leader of the opposition know what was said in the meeting. Thank you very much.
What was said? The outcome, you mean? The outcome. Not everything that was said, yes.
Can I ask the Honourable Minister whether he has regular meetings with the representatives of Air Mauritius, and what is the strategy which is being discussed? No, he hasn't replied. With the representative of Air Mauritius.
Well, definitely, when the need arises, I have a meeting with them. Yes, definitely. Don't worry. I've already answered about it.
C'est bon. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay.